Hello, welcome to my channel, Lobo Gaming 52. Today we're going to rant a bit, gripe a bit. What about, you ask? Warhammer 40,000 Darktide. Brought to you by Fat Shark Games. The same folks who bought us Vermintide and Vermintide 2. Now, what are my issues? I have a few. I mentioned in the bug forum some time back that on my Psyker, in the inventory screen, that when I tried to mess around and switch between the presets, it would crash the game. Now, while it's not doing that anymore, it has big glaring red fucking exclamation points on all the presets. Except for one, I think. I don't know why, but it does. I can live with that just as long as it's not crashing the game anymore. It shouldn't be happening. It's stupid, but I'll live with it because it's not crashing my game anymore anytime I try and mess with my Psyker presets. Two. The new community event. Which are 3 different things locked behind a grind. The first one was kill 3 million heretics and you got some piece of cosmetics. I don't remember what it was. The second one is kill 400,000 monstrosities, that being the Nurgle beasts, the plague ogrins, and the chaos spawn. Thank you for that, by the way. I do enjoy trying to fight the chaos spawn. It's actually a bigger pain in the ass than the plague ogrin. Which isn't too bad with the plague ogrin anymore. And then the third one, which is the one everybody has a problem with, is a second new map, which you've locked behind 3 different grinds. Now, to your credit, you did put multipliers on the game so that each level 1 mission counts as 1 mission, Uprising counts as 2, Damnation mission counts as 3, Heresy mission counts as 4, and Damnation mission counts as 5 missions towards the mission counter for the slogs. The cosmetics I could care less about, by and large, so I don't mind it. But locking the game, or locking the second new map behind this slog is wrong. It should not be locked behind it. Like I said, I got accused of white knighting for you in the forums. I'm not white knighting, I'm just pointing out the blindingly obvious to those blinded by outrage that the modifiers are there and the slogs aren't that bad for most of it. I mean, I think it took 36 hours or so to complete the first, or 36 to 48 hours to complete the first one, and we're already halfway through the second. Again, I don't care about the cosmetics, so I generally don't have a problem with that part of it, because I play the game anyway. The second map, however, should have been given to everybody at the same time as the Archival map. You were wrong for that one, Fat Shark. Now I'll do my part and try and keep the grind going and get the grind finished as fast as possible so we can get the new map, because I like the game. I play it all the time. I stream it, even though I don't get any viewerships for it. There's another thing for you to consider, Fat Shark. Now, while some of the people who have left are being a bit whiny, some of them had valid complaints, especially in the early. This thing is still basically almost acting, up until now for the most part, acting like beta. So we're paying to be beta players. Not the way this is supposed to work. So many of the people who've been playing it in the closed betas and a little bit after, including the woman and streamer who bought it for me, who was, and for all I know still is, a community contributor for you, stop playing it. Because so much was broken, so much that was promised to be in the game upon release wasn't. Now, as I've said, that's not hugely the case anymore, for the most part. But you've lost players. I don't know how many players total since November, but I know I checked about 4 to 6 weeks ago, and the number of active players was about 4,700. I checked a couple of days ago, and it's down to like 3,200. Meaning you've lost 1,000 active players in this game in a month and a half. More than 1,000 players. I haven't pulled up the graph, or tried to pull up a graph to see how much there was in November to lose from. But this is not good, Fat Shark. Now, since the patch has been introduced, Melks is broken again. In the contracts, it is not advancing the contract counters for the last 3 goddamn days. Now, apparently, there was something similar to this going on in the betas, and maybe right after launch, and I just didn't notice, because I really wasn't paying attention to Melks at first when I first started playing. But you've broken a portion of your game, a major portion of your game, because I have been using it for the last couple of months, several months. Hell, sometimes I buy stuff out of it just to get the fucking blessing off of it. Put it on my main weapon. That's got better damage output stats. Which is why my Psyker is broke. Is Requisitorium docket poor right now. You need to fix this forthwith. Now, I think I said people have accused me of white knighting for you. Fat Shark, in the forums? No, I've just been applying common logic to a lot of it and pissing people off that disagree. Because apparently being calm and rational about certain things within the game is beyond some people. I get why they're upset, but some of what they're complaining about is just dumb. There are a lot of valid complaints, but a lot of them are just dumb. So yeah, you need to fix that. Now, there's also been complaints, and this is what I actually got accused for this is what the most recent thing I got accused of white knighting you for comes in, was the new cosmetic shop over by where the armory used to be on the left-hand side of the Morningstar. People are complaining about having to pay for cosmetics. My reply to them is, boneheads, you've been paying for cosmetics. This is auto dockets, the free money in the game. You're not having to pay real money for Aquilas. Okay? And most of us just rack the shit up anyway playing the game. So whining about having to pay auto dockets, which are earned every time you run a mission for cosmetics, makes you look like a fool. Now, as I said, if you were complaining about locking stuff behind the Aquilas, I can understand why you're upset, but that's not most of the cosmetics. Most of the cosmetics are in the comic shop for auto dockets. Have been since the beginning. I'll grant you the new ones are expensive at about $1 million, $1.25 million for those sets. But like I said, if you've been playing any length of time, you've been racking and gotten your characters to where you want them for weapons and stuff for the most part. All you're doing is racking them up and not spending them anyway. And then bitching you have nothing to spend them on. You don't have enough? Shut the fuck up and grind out some more. And this is why I get accused of white knighting for you, Batchark. There was a few more things, but they've kind of flown my brain because it's past my lunchtime and I'm craving food. So, I'm going to end it here.